I'm currently trying to get a 4 watt per kilo FTP. As it stands, my FTP is 320 watts, and that puts me at about 3.5 watts per kilo. So in this video, I'm going to run you through a week of training, both on and off the bike, and how I'm looking to achieve that goal. Let's get into it. So Monday is always a rest day from the bike. Weekends destroy my legs, and so this day is all about recovery to absorb those efforts. However, I am a big believer in strength work being a critical part of building both power and longevity on the bike. So on Monday, I'll do my first of 3 sessions for the week. Now, I don't go to a commercial gym, but I do have a pretty basic home setup that I like to use in its place, and this lets me do all of the basic kind of compound lifts that I think are needed to really build power on the bike. This was upper body session number 1, and like all my workouts, it focuses primarily around big compound movements. So today this was incline bench, pull-ups, and then finished off with some shoulder and accessory work. Following a quick lunch, it was back to work before heading out to celebrate a family birthday. Easy day. Tuesday's a big day training wise. It's the first ride of the week and it's straight into the suffering with VO2 max intervals.
The plan for today is lunchtime VO2 max session and then leg workout later this evening.
This week's session was 3x3 minute blocks, about 370 watts with a 3-minute rest in between each. I'd then do a 6-minute rest and follow this up with another block of 3x3.
There's the downside junior, the intervals outdoors.
Without getting too techie with it, VO2 max is basically just max effort intervals to really drive your oxygen use efficiency. And it has loads of other benefits such as cardiac output, aerobic capacity, lactate tolerance, mechanical benefits at high powers, and of course your mental strength in being able to push through those hard efforts.
VO2 max session done. That was rough. Really losing power on those last intervals, but I guess that's kind of like how you know you're doing VO2 max right.
Then, because I apparently hate myself, I follow it up with leg day. This is always tough after intervals, but I really believe in keeping your hard days hard and your easy days easy, so that you can really optimize your recovery on those easy days. It does affect the quality of my leg day, but given that cycling is my main goal and the gym work is secondary to that, I'm happy to prioritize the cycling. The day itself is simple. As with Monday, it's compound lifts. So we're thinking squats, deadlifts, and I'll do some calf raises just to round it out. It's super basic, but it's really effective for translating to just raw power on the bike.
It's 8 o'clock, that's the gym done.
Tomorrow we'll probably do, if we do a cycle, it'll just be one at lunchtime, like a 30k, zone 2 spin, nothing too extreme. Right, catch you tomorrow. Wednesday was supposed to be an hour of zone 2, but it didn't quite work out like that.
It's Wednesday, I was out for a little kind of hour, zone 2, do like a 30k type thing. Unfortunately, I am 10k in and I need to get back to work. There's something I need to sort out, so we're having to cut it a bit short today. To be honest, I'm not even that mad because it is absolutely freezing. I can't feel my fingers already. So yeah, we'll probably just get back in, sore workout, maybe do a bit of riding later to make up for it, but maybe go out Friday instead. I don't know if it's supposed to be a bit nicer, but it is fucking Baltic. That wind is cutting right through me.
Yeah, it was a bit of a dud today, but that's just the reality of it, and I'm not too phased, especially as it's just a zone 2 day. This is something that can easily be made up for at the weekend or on Friday. But hey, Trainer Road bumped my FTP estimate from 311 to 318, so who cares? Thursday is my favourite session of the week. It's sweet spot intervals. Sweet spot intervals are intervals at around 90% of your FTP, as they provide really strong stimulus for improving your sustained power, which really helps build your FTP without putting all the fatigue into your body that threshold or VO2 max intervals would. The workout is an hour long and it consists of 2 by 20 minute blocks at around 300 watts with a 5-minute rest in between those. To be honest, I was really struggling with these. I think the fatigue in the leg from the last few weeks and the combination of being in a calorie deficit, having some poor sleep and also having trained legs on Tuesday was kind of making itself a bit felt, but we got it done as best as we could anyway. After having spent the last week freezing myself solid, I caved and bought some pieces to help get me through winter. Although I'm still looking for a decent winter jacket, so if you've got any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. No cycling this Friday. Work got busy, so the focus was just on the gym.
Friday evening, we're back in the gym. We didn't get a chance to work out at lunch like I normally like to do. I don't know if you can see it, but it is freezing in here. So I'm not gonna hang around, I'm just gonna crack on.
Friday's the second upper body workout of the week and is similar to Monday's session, but it's with slight variations on the exercises. So flat bench instead of incline, chin-ups instead of pull-ups, overhead press instead of lateral raises, etc, etc. Hitting the same muscle groups but in a slightly different way. And this is good not just for your body and giving it a different stimulus, but also mentally. It just stops me getting bored with the routine. Speaking of the routine, in general, my gym routine probably isn't ideal if you're looking for a super cycling specific workout. There's probably far too much focus on upper body movements and upper body strength and mass. But I'm not a pro, and really my primary exercise goal is general fitness and longevity. And I think for that, it's important to focus on a bit of upper body strength work.
Gym done. Let's grab some fucking dinner.
The weekends are where I do my Zone 2 rides, like basically every other cyclist in the world.
Saturday morning, time for the cycle. It is miserable outside today. It's only going to be a short Zone 2 today, like 2 hours.
Normally I do longer, but the weather is so horrendous that I have a feeling it will get cut short if I try to go too far. In the end, I got absolutely soaked, and in combination with the wind and rain, I was starting to get really cold. So I cut this one short anyway. I ended up doing about 43k, which to be honest is fine given the conditions. I met Kirsty at a cafe at the end, and this is a big tip of mine for winter. Put your cafe stops at the end of your rides. If you put your cafe stop at the end of the ride, you know you're done, you know you're not going to have to go out and freeze yourself any longer. If you stop halfway through, getting started again can be bloody murder. But at least Sunday can't get any worse, right?
We've got a really nice route plan. We're going to head out to this windmill nearby. It's about 50k away. So it'll be a nice 100k round trip. And we're just going to keep it Zone 2 today. I've got a rest week next week, and I'm kind of feeling ready for it. So I structure my training as like 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So I'm now at the end of a 3-week block, and I could do with an easy week. So next week's gonna be some chilled, easy rides in the range of like 40 minutes to an hour, maybe a couple of hours on Sunday.
Okay, Sunday didn't get worse. It was actually pretty nice by comparison. So this time I went out on an actual long ride, so I picked out a nice 100k route out to the Chilterns. Lovely on the way out, sun, smooth roads, and the legs feeling strong.
Feeling good, you know. It's a lovely day. After yesterday, it was fucking miserable.
However, this all went pretty downhill as soon as I turned around, and not in the good way.
We're 60k in, we've turned around now, and it's just a killer headwind the whole way so far. 10k later, still headwind. 90k in, still headwind.
It was a block headwind the whole way back, and despite being on main roads, I found 0 places to stop and get some food for about 50k. Getting closer and closer to bonking, I finally found somewhere to grab some bits and pieces before rolling home as the sun set. So in total this week we cycled about 220k, and that was about 8.5 hours on the bike, consisting of a VO2 max session, a sweet spot session, 3 zone 2 rides, and 2 upper body and 1 lower body workout at the gym. Obviously the mileage is lower than what we were doing in summer, where I was clocking in kind of 3 to 400k weeks, but that's just to be expected as we move into these darker and colder days, and I'm okay with that. I've already hit my mileage goal for the year, so anything from here on out is just bonus. So that's it, guys. A week of training to try and get to a 4 watt per kilo FTP. I've shown you what I do on and off the bike. If you've got any tips, I'd love to hear them. Any of you guys that have achieved this and higher, I'm always looking for ways I can improve my training, especially as we get into these cold winter months. Thanks for watching if you're still here. If you're interested, I'd love it if you dropped a like and a subscribe down below, and I'll catch you in another one.